Look at him, eating whatever he wants, never gaining a pound, while I'm stuck with the boring special and can't lose an ounce.
How's your lunch, man?
Amazing. Yours?
So good.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Cool, buddy.
Weight loss isn't fair, but Mochi Health is. The affordable GLP-1 source that can fix your frustration with food.
So, same time next week?
No!
Definitely.
And your friends. Learn more at joinmochi.com. Mochi members have access to licensed physicians and nutritionists. Results may vary.
Trojan family, it's Ryan Dowd. This is the USC LAFB show, and USC recruiting is about to be on a heater. Things are really heating up. Just a month ago, a little over a month ago, USC had 0 commitments in the 27 class. Then at the Navy All-American Bowl, they get 4-star cornerback Aaron Washington to commit. And then just a few days ago, wide receiver Eli Woodard commit. So they got 2 commitments, and more could be coming very quickly. More expert predictions have just dropped from a bunch of the guys over at Rivals. Steve Wiltfong just put out an article, I'll link below, kind of with some of his intel and insight on a bevy of prospects that I'll get into with you right now. So first and foremost, Quentin Hale. I just talked about him last night. Just last night said, we talked about some of the expert predictions that came in. Some from what I have been hearing, things are looking great for USC. Commitment originally was looking like it could be March, April. Now it could be into this month. Well, it just came out. He is announcing his commitment on Friday, February 21st. So in just a couple of days at the end of the week, we will know where he stands. And since last night's video, now both our good friend Scott Schrader and Steve Wiltfong have joined Greg Biggins and Adam Gorney in submitting an excerpt prediction for Quentin Hale to end up at USC. And it's felt like this for quite some time. Top receiver in California. USC has been pursuing him for a long time. It's always felt like USC's to lose, but it was kind of one of the quieter among recruitments, right? Like, it wasn't like from the get-go, like, okay, now he's going to USC no matter what. It always kind of felt like USC was the lead school, but never was as vocal that. Well, they really have been the whole time. They've been the leader the entire time. And ultimately, most likely on Friday, that will end with him committing to USC, bringing USC to now 2 receivers. Like I said, probably only going to take 3. So that room is filling up. But they will get the top receiver in California and one of the top receivers in the entire country. I believe he's the 7th ranked receiver in the country. So we'll have it covered for you on Friday, but all signs pointing to him staying home in California. Next up, Steve Wiltfong mentioned a running back, Jeremiah Adeyanju, 3-star running back out of the state of Arizona. He was visiting, I believe he was at Junior Day, so was recently on campus. Went great, had a good time, and he has put an RPM, so not a true prediction, but kind of RPM favoring USC kind of at the forefront. So, these things are so fluid, and usually once they give their full-on expert prediction, that's kind of sign that they've probably heard from the family or heard from someone close to the player, or maybe even heard from the player, hey, yeah, this is where I'm going, or this is where I intend to announce on my announcement day. So then they put their prediction in. These RPMs are more like a feeling, like, okay, things are trending this way. So Adeyanju trending really well with USC. Again, 3-star, so maybe not some of those top running backs the USC has also been in play for and will be in play for, but a really talented kid. 6 foot, 215. Last season as a junior, finished with 1,167 yards rushing on the ground and 15 touchdowns. So certainly a talented kid. We'll see if his star ranking increases through this offseason and during his senior season. But, as we saw with one King Miller this year, stars don't always matter. Got to go after the 5 stars, still 4 stars. Not saying you have to abandon that, but every now and then you find these diamonds in the rough that are recruited lower and ranked lower, but they're really good ball players. So I haven't watched a ton of Adeyanju yet, but clearly USC does like what they've seen from thus far, and he likes what he's seen from USC thus far. This one has me fired up. Isaiah Vandermeer. USC offered him last week. I jumped on here, talked about how I don't care that he's a 3-star. He is way underrated. This should be one of the top priorities for USC. He's a legacy. His dad, Lenny, played for USC, coached at USC. Now he's coaching with Carson Palmer at Santa Margarita. His son, Isaiah, is playing at Santa Margarita. Had a phenomenal junior year. His second half of the year was unreal. He was probably the best defensive player on that dominant state-winning Santa Margarita team. Like, that's how good he was. And you have guys like Sadamona, Katawanga going to USC, a litany of great defensive players, and he may have been the best one as a junior. USC finally offers him last week. Once Skylar Jones was officially promoted defensive tackle coach with Coach Sean Nua, they both called and made the offer to Vandermeer. And now, just a week later, already, the crystal balls, the expert predictions are rolling in. Greg Biggins, Adam Gorney, and Steve Wiltfong all putting in expert predictions for Vandermeer to ultimately commit to USC. So we'll see if if I can get some insight of when he's thinking of announcing, if he's going to announce fairly soon. I mean, if he knows and he's that fired up and wants to do it, maybe it'll happen real quickly. I mean, that would be pretty cool to see, like, hey, he got an offer and a week later he committed. But we'll see kind of where that leads, but certainly looking good. And like I said, do not let this kid's stars fool you. This kid is not your typical 3-star, 6'4", 280-ish pounds, elite feet, quick off the ball, and just a disruptor on that defensive line. Again, you think Tom Tapui, he was a 3-star for a lot of last year before getting bumped up. I think we all know Tom Tapui is going to be a pretty dang good player and was playing above that valuation. Isaiah Vandermeer, to me, is that. He is a way undervalued 3-star, will probably end up being a 4-star and be one of those guys that everyone talks about having one of the biggest leaps in terms of recruiting rankings from his junior year to his senior year. So 3 expert predictions all coming in for him to ultimately choose USC, which shouldn't be a shock. We were all waiting for them to offer, but being as a legacy, being a local kid, playing for Carson Palmer, who's a USC legend, all signs pointed for him to end up at USC if USC wanted him. And now that USC does, it is looking good. Finally, Trojan family, got to tell you about a quick update from our friends over at Sleeper. Remember, they're the #1 sports app and absolutely fantastic for fantasy and daily fantasy, but they've just added a fantastic new features and they've launched team picks. So now you can choose winners of each game out there, whether it's NBA, MLB. I know football's over. It's coming back soon. Don't worry. NHL, all those. And you just pick the team winner of each of those games. So here in Los Angeles, Lakers, whoever they're playing next. Do you pick the Lakers? Do you pick their opponent? Dodgers season just around the corner. Are you picking the Dodgers or are you picking their opponent? It's that easy. It's that simple. And it's that much fun. So aside from fantasy, aside from the daily fantasy pick 'em, now you can do the team picks that they just launched. So download the Sleeper app today, #1 sports app. Go and check it out and have a ton of fun. And make sure to keep it right here at USC LAFB. Defensive backroom, Steve Wiltfong. Again, I'll link this below if you want to read the true source here. But, puts in some good, not necessarily intel, but some good momentum that USC has in the defensive backfield. And I've talked a ton about all these guys, but he feels really strongly the USC is the leader for honor. Fa'alave Johnson, #1 safety in the land. I've echoed that many times based on conversations I've had. It's not going to happen. This is not going to be one that happens this week. He's going to take a bunch of visits still. I mean, when you are the top player at your position, you're going to have everyone feeding you stuff and everyone eating out of the palm of your hand. And so he's going to take those visits. But this to me is USC's to lose. And now that they have their defensive clarity, all the coaches in place, there's no more question marks there. The scheme is going to be set. With Chad Savage being involved on the offensive side for different personnel packages, this is one that is USC's to lose. And as long as the NIL is right, which it will be, as we know with Chad Bowden in charge of that, I think USC will ultimately get this done. But we're a ways out for that. But Steve Wiltfong feels good about that as well. Gavin Williams, the other safety out of Damian Laverne, I've talked a bunch about. Wiltfong also says feels really good about where USC is in that. Doesn't dive into anything more with that, but he is certainly a priority for USC. And so if USC can lock in Fa'alave Johnson and Gavin Williams as your two safeties, they already have Aaron Washington as the DB, and it feels like in the past few months, they've really kind of shifted and making their top target or their next top target at the corner position, Danny Lang out of Mater Dei. Duve Williams still there, but it seems like that's, fleeting a little bit. He's, has a lot of interest in Cal now with some of their changes and some other schools around that are coming after him. So could still be with USC. He's been like I said, Duve Williams has been predicted to go to SC for like a year and a half. Hasn't committed yet, and it almost seems like USC, not saying no, but is shifting away a little bit and almost turning their eyes truly on, Danny Lang. They've talked to Dante Wright in a potential to, potentially flip him from Georgia out of Long Beach Poly. His teammate, Juju, also at Long Beach Poly they've talked to. And so a lot of still moving parts there. They're only going to take 4 to 5 defensive backs. So if they're able to lock up Fa'alave Johnson and Gavin Williams, Aaron Washington already committed, and if they can add Danny Lang, I think that would be a great haul from the defensive backfield, and we'll see if they do add a fifth, and if that is Duve Williams or someone else, but things are looking good in that regard. So there you have that. That's kind of the latest and greatest in recruiting to wrap up your evenings. Tuck it in, put a bow on it. I'll be back tomorrow morning bright and early with plenty more USC Trojans talk. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to keep this thing rolling, keep this train moving and grooving. Appreciate you all. Check out our merch. You can see it right down below, all of our USC custom design merch. And if you really want to help us out, become a member of the channel, or you can become a member over on LAFBnetwork.com. Full access to our message board there. Well, I drop nuggets there if you want to watch the full rambling videos of me, but hey, I certainly appreciate when you do. So thank you, family. As always, fight on.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.